Hi, Pac Northwest Conference. This is
Hey,
Jill
Albert.
Riley and Greg Yee, and we are
Woo-hoo.
excited to welcome you to the fall.
Oh my goodness, it's September.
Yes. I don't know. It seems I feel like we say this with every season change, but this
Oh,
season feels like it has just flown by. Has it for you?
it has, and I saw in the Times that this last Monday was the last time the sun set at 8 p.m. So we are starting the decline into the great dark.
You could have gone the whole interview without saying that. You could have just left that out.
Go up from there.
So, looking in forward into the fall, what kind of things do we have happening around the conference?
Well, there's been a lot of great things that I've heard from our pastors, just as far as like outreach that's been going on and baptisms that have been happening. But what's exciting about this fall is everybody's gearing up for fall launch. I'm just imagining, teams and staff teams and leadership teams praying and, God giving new vision and opportunities opening up and just anticipating God's surprises coming up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
love it.
it'll be fun to walk through the fall and get reports on what is happening. You and I have done some talking about multi-generational ministry, and as we're talking about gearing up for fall, a lot of it is based around our school calendar, right, and our kids and all of that.
Yeah.
And share with me a few of your thoughts on how the generational shift is affecting our churches.
Yeah, I think as we've experienced, particularly these last 4 years, but even longer than that, we've realized, the way our churches are made up generationally and some of the challenges reaching out to younger generations. We've always historically in churches, nothing new to this age or this time, have been challenged to reach out to young adults and kind of that middle generation. Ran into this quote by Carey Nieuwhof. He says this, Joe. It says, boomers currently are 13% of the global population, and
Mm.
that's going to drop to 8% in the next 10 to 11 years. The builder generation is all but gone, and Gen X turns 70. Okay, that's like, oh my
What?
gosh, that's right. I'm going to be 70 in 12 years, right? That's true. Meanwhile, Gen Alpha and Jill, Gen Alpha is the generation that was born in 2000. What did we figure out?
13, you said?
2013 and younger. So Gen Alpha will be the largest generation alive.
Wow.
All of this happens just 11 years from now. This will have huge implications for churches in terms of reaching people, staffing, volunteers, and donors. It will also provide a huge opportunity. A lot of the church today consists of builders and boomers. If you think the next generation is kind of important now, you're really going to think it's important soon. I would say a very large percentage of our Pacific Northwest Conference churches are made up of mostly boomers. And so as we think about this generational shift, what will it mean for us? Even
Right.
here? If Gen Alpha becomes the largest generation in our population in 11 years, how important it is to invest in our children's ministries right now. These are our 11-year olds and younger, and
Hmm.
how important it is to invest in our youth,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
That
And
generation above them.
and in their parents. I mean, that
Mhm.
that generation of parents are still a lot of them are just on the line as to whether this is an essential part of their life or if this is an optional part of their life. And church life and spiritual life has got to be center in our lives.
And just kind of widening the camera angle a little bit more. When we look at the silent generation and the boomers, so the silent generation, those that were pre-World War II,
Right.
um,
They
when
lived
you,
through Great Depression and through.
right, exactly, that generation, when you look at the population of the United States for them as far as the ethnic representation,
Mm.
then what is coming up through the millennials and the alphas, there is a no less than 20% swing from the percentage that is mostly white to the multi-ethnic population. And what's represented in that is at least 100% growth amongst Latinos, around 50% growth for Asian Americans and African Americans separately, and 100% growth for others, Native Americans and other folks. So a massive change in how we experience our communities
Mhm.
uh, between the older generation and the younger generation that's coming. I think this is where the covenant is really well positioned because this has been an area that has been so large for us in how we've experienced just who we are as the covenant in the last 25 years plus. We have all kinds of offerings around racial righteousness, other offerings around learning about race, especially as we had the race reckoning that we did over these last 4 years. The covenant and covenant leaders have been producing and offering a lot of great resources, but the bottom line question is, are we reflecting our communities?
Right,
So it's
right.
not just race for race sake. It's not just because of demographics, but it's a missional question.
Mhm.
Are we reaching our communities? So Jill, I think, as just kind of start ending where we started, I just love imagining our leadership teams and our staff teams, our churches, our 69 churches, seeking Christ and worshiping Christ and asking Jesus, what would you have for us? Where are you guiding us? I just pray that all of what God leads our churches into would go into this direction. Multi-generational outreach, multi-generational worship, that we would represent our communities. Barna did the study about what Americans are looking for, and the top three things, these are not just Christians, but just everyday Americans, they say they're looking for inner peace, for hope, and for healing. And this in this election year, I don't know if that could be more accurate,
Right,
right? That
right.
we're
Peace,
looking
hope, and
for
healing.
inner peace, hope, and healing. May that be realized in all of our churches going into the fall, Joe.
Amen.